at the Browns Neighborhood Podcast Studio.
Yeah.
See, I got to tell them we in studio. It ain't just a podcast. We in the studio when we getting down. I got a bad brother in the house tonight, boy. Look here. All I knew him was Cornelius until these people kept telling me Corn. I wonder who in the hell is Corn? But everybody at the church knew him as Corn. All I knew was Cornelius. So we gonna find out where this name Corn come from and how long they been calling him Corn. And he's from the church. He's from the Living Gospel Church, but I'm sure his story began before that. But, you know, he got a sister in the church that's been in there for years. And maybe he followed her. I don't know how it went down, but we finna find out. Huh, Corn?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I don't think he want me to call him Cornelius.
Yeah.
well, okay. Well, hey.
Don't hurt yourself. I took enough pain just for her learning how to spell it, man.
That's what I'm talking. Man.
I don't put y'all through nothing. Take nothing out on y'all. So.
Oh, man, look here. I can imagine a little kid had to spell that name.
Yeah.
He got a, man, you know, it was like me when I was in school. I was taking them spelling tests. And every time they got to the word special, I just couldn't get them I's and E's in the right spot, boy. I'll be trying to memorize it. And it seemed like I still got it wrong. I don't know.
I had to pass my name first.
Huh?
Man.
Man, hey, Corn, check this out. Check this out. Where did you grow up, though?
Grew up in the low bottoms, 20s.
Oh, you grew up in the low bottoms in the 20s?
Yeah, east side.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Man, I'm from the east side, but I'm from uptown.
Okay.
See, you was closer to downtown.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know how that goes. You know what I'm saying? The people that's downtown try to make it uptown. You see what's going on. It was going down there, going down in the bottom back in our days. You know, Corn, how old are you, Corn?
55.
55?
Yes.
So, see, I'm about 6 years. I don't want to tell the people how old I am. I mean, man, Brown, slow down, baby. I ain't want to know how old I am, but I don't want to let that out yet. But I was uptown, you know, up in the 80s, you know, and he's down there in the 20s. Man, he was in the bottom of the barrel.
Yes, sir.
Boy, where it was alligators, snakes, lizards, gophers, and all that kind of stuff. So that when you're working down in the bottom, you got to be careful. So, Corn, how did you make it up out of that bottom, man?
Number one, the grace of God, man.
Well, at least you know what God, you know about God. So, down there in the 20s, I don't even know an elementary school name down that way. What school was that?
20th Street Elementary.
20th Street Elementary. Boy, he was close to Adams somewhere down by Adams.
When I was born, I was still little. He was on 28th and Griffith.
28th and Griffith. I know it's 28th and Griffith. Yeah.
We moved to the west side for a minute. I was still little when we moved from over there. You know, I started school over there, kindergarten at Budlong.
What school was that?
Budlong.
Budlong?
There from kindergarten to early second grade.
So you left the east side.
Just for a second. I was little then. Like I said, I was second grade, so I was still growing.
Okay. So you moved over to the west side.
Went back, then, you know, situations, so we moved back home.
Back to the east
where
side.
I was born at.
Man, look at he just doing a little traveling. Yeah. We all do a little traveling. I did a little bit myself. But this is about Corn.
Yeah, man.
Corn traveling when he little. So when you was in elementary, what kind of kid was you, Corn?
Quiet, you know. Well, you know, I was the type. The ones that needed to know don't try me. They knew I wasn't a, you know, bossy going around. You know, I was a Billy beater, man. I go after bullies. You know,
wait a minute. Now
man.
Check this out. You in the second or third grade?
Oh man, elementary period, man.
You was fighting little?
Man, they when I was going about, they knew I wasn't bred from this side of town. They knew I was a different breed, man.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I could imagine a little muscle-bound little kid
man,
running around there just fighting.
I wasn't I didn't start nothing. I never started a fight. I always got, you know, people thought they can pick on me.
They did?
I was a little guy, man. I was a little guy, man, through school. I didn't get this height until I graduated high school. I didn't get all this height until I graduated high school.
Is that right?
Man, I was a little guy, man.
What?
But every sport I played, I started, man.
What? So now you going through school, you know, and the bullies try to mess with you, you tear them up.
Yeah, you know, it wasn't a lot, you know, word gets around, you know, nah, man.
That little dude can fight. They didn't try you?
No, man. You have, like I said,
As little as you is?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They didn't take your money?
No, man.
Well, first of all, let's ask him if you had anybody. You know, we little like that. 50 cent, quarter.
Yeah, you know, walk to school so I can have the bus fare money.
Is that right?
Oh, man.
Well, see, little kids caught the bus back then. These kids nowadays, they get a ride.
Yeah, but, you know, like I said, that was something about, I was hustling my mama. Bus fare. Each minute.
So did you, what school you graduated from in elementary?
Elementary? 20th.
So you got on back on 20th and you made it on through?
Yep. Went to Carver.
Went to Carver?
Yep. Little situation happened there.
Wait, no, don't be just saying a little situation happened. What happened?
Oh, man, got, you know, jealous.
No, I don't know.
Jealous bloods.
It was some bloods?
Some jealous bloods, though. You know, because I was a blood. You know, so.
You was a blood?
Yes, sir.
And so how's a blood jealous of another blood?
Man, it's bad. Me, you know, I'm from 20s, then it had a few dudes from 30s up there. We was different than the villains. We was a whole different type of person, you know, for us with this gangbang stuff. You know, we was different.
In junior high?
Yes, sir.
So wait a minute.
We was different.
Hold up, Corn. Hold up. When did you introduce to a gang? You ain't nothing but like 12.
Oh, man. It was there. So
what you mean it was there?
It was there. I just.
How old were you when you got in the gang?
Oh, man.
Now don't tell me you was like 7 or something like that.
Man, no, my mama wasn't letting me loose like that. She still didn't. She still didn't let me like loose to be all out like, you know, some people be. I wasn't that type of person. Street hanger all night. You know, not coming home.
Well, when did you get introduced to it? I mean, you seen it. I'm sure you seen it. But how old were you when you said, okay, I think I'm a gangbang?
Wow. Officially just said I'm a gangbang. I'd say when middle school, junior high, you know, elementary, you know, you just talk, you know.
I know it, but did you know about it in elementary?
I knew all that was around me. I didn't know was out there because I haven't been out there.
Right.
But
so you got the junior high.
When I got a little freedom, you know.
And how old were you when you got a little freedom?
Junior high, when I graduated 6th grade.
So as soon as you got the junior high, it was a different ball game.
I'm further away from home, you know what I'm saying? Because we still in the 20s, and, you know, Carver's right there on Vernon. So, man. And then all them hoods I had to walk through, you know, all that, man. I was learning the streets, man.
At 12 and 13?
Man, learning these streets, man.
At that age?
That age. Had to, man.
Had to be safe.
Had to.
Traveling.
Man.
I mean, man. Now, that's something. We think about it. You're in junior high, and this is what you have to go through as a kid. You know, I mean, gangs then was so plentiful. I mean, I'm talking about everywhere. So I don't even know if kids had an option.
Yeah, they
didn't have too much option. It just was like what was in. Did you ever wear red clothes?
Not as loud,
but a little something to identify.
Yeah, you know, I was never loud. Tried to wear, you know, all the red and stuff. I'll do that for I'm sure to walk around the house. So
when you was, you know, coming up, did you dress cool like you dress now?
Yes, sir. Yes,
now,
sir.
Wait a minute, man.
Yes, sir. See, look, when you come from a family where your new clothes is only new to you because they came from somebody else. They old, you know, are new. You know, we had a lot of them days. We wasn't, you know, and we was happy for it. You know, happy about it.
Right.
But, you know, in my head, I'm like,
I'm fresh.
Ooh, no, I was in my head. I'm like, I can't wait to start making money.
What?
Yeah.
And
man.
how old were you with that happen?
Man, that's been on my mind, man. Elementary, man.
Is that right?
Man, I can't wait to get big and have my own money. Yes.
In elementary?
Yeah, come on, man.
Man, look here, man. I mean, hey, I mean, you're about 5, years behind me, 5 or 6 behind me. So maybe when you got to elementary, a little more was going on. Because, now I'm in high school. And I'm going to say, yeah, I wanted some money too.
Yeah.
So I ain't going to act like I didn't want no money. Because I was, trying to make me a little change too. But you were thinking about money in elementary.
You needed money to get what you wanted, man.
And so now you got the junior high. You started a little banging. Did they try to bully you in junior high?
No, it was only and all through junior high. I only had this one dude.
Wanted to try you.
Just want to, and I didn't do nothing to him.
You didn't?
But I allowed him to see me do something to somebody else. And during that same fight, I seen him right there. I just looked at him.
I said,
just like,
don't you go and get what it is here.
I just looked at him and just like, yeah.
So did you play any sports in junior high?
Yeah. I played basketball, but I played Pop Warner football.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Played for the demos.
You played for the demos?
Yeah, man. I'm over there.
Right, bro. I mean,
My first team I played for, my first team I ever played for, my first Pop Warner years, I played for Pico Union.
And where was that located?
Oh, like Pico, Normandy.
Oh, is that right?
No. Is it Venice? Was it Venice, Normandy? It's somewhere. It's
over that way.
Yeah.
You was a little bitty fella though.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
Were you tough?
Yeah.
Or was you scared?
Man, no, man.
You played tackle?
I sacrificed my body. I was one of them types.
Oh yeah.
I sacrificed bad. If I see a clean hit, this Pop Warner. The thing was, I was running back.
Okay.
And
were you fast?
Yeah.
Quick.
Fast, and I hit hard.
Talk about it.
That was my problem because I wasn't one of them slash and dash running backs. I could, but I wasn't. If I seen somebody coming out, I'm going straight at them. I got tore off so many times, and it should be me 1-on-1. I'm going after him because I want to tear his head off. I got the ball, but I'm still going after him.
Man, you should have went on around the man and got on down the field.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's just, hey man, I want to play defense. I didn't play defense until I got in high school.
And then they finally let you play defense.
Finally.
But you was on the demos.
Yeah.
What? I mean, demos is pretty known Pop Warner team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, back in them days.
Down in there in the bottom now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of black folks down there.
Oh, yeah, man. Ross Snyder Park.
Yeah. What's going on down that way? You know what I'm saying? Even though I was uptown.
Yeah.
We heard about what was going on downtown. You know what I'm saying? That's something, ain't it?
Yeah.
Different Pop Warner divisions and stuff like that. So now you was a running back, and now it's time to go to high school.
Yes. And I started off.
Did you still think about money?
Oh, yeah. Oh, by then, I already knew the ways and wops and whoop of how to make money.
Wait a minute, man. Look here.
Yes, sir.
Come back now. You're in junior high. You learn how to make money in junior high?
Yes, sir.
I know.
Man.
You made me want to say, how in the H you do that?
When I grew up in the streets, I didn't come up with a lot of the youngsters. The youngsters around the neighborhood, we yard played, or if we played sports at one of the parks, either Central Park or Trinity Park, that'd be our only, connection time and all this. But for us just hanging out or whatever, the guy that brought me, pretty much, he was like, man, no.
So you knew some of the older folks growing up.
You ain't finna be.
So let me ask this question. Was growing up easy for you? Like I had, I grew up in one of the silver spoon kind of houses.
No, I'm not gonna say it was easy, but I adjusted to make it feel like it was easy. But it wasn't. It really wasn't easy. But I couldn't I couldn't let that be on my mind. That because nowadays people think they doing something easy and stupid, robbing folks, going to people's houses.
Well,
They call that easy money.
Well, see, when I grew up, and just give you an example, we grew up, we come from the country. Get to the city, we was poor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then we started getting it, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Old country boys learned the city, and we started cutting up. Some people just, had it going on. Did you know what it was like not to have money?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Came up, all the time. I didn't force me, making, some money. Even though, I did I never called myself, as they call them, doughboys, but I sold dope.
You did?
Yeah, so I wasn't a doughboy though. I didn't do it.
Well, tell me what a doughboy is.
A doughboy is one that's their life. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
That wasn't my life. That was if I just needed to make a quick,
And when did that start?
Oh man, that was in high school when I first.
So how did you get some money in junior high?
For junior, okay, I guess I was. I sold joints. I sold joints. Dollar joints.
Okay, right.
Yeah,
join the club, man.
Yeah.
Look here, Buddha. That ain't to join the club.
Yeah, I sold a little dollar joint. But see, that's what I'm saying. See,
but that's part of the story.
Man, and it's like,
you wouldn't believe it. Most of the guys at your age, my age, if they come on here and they coming up, they say they sold joints.
Yeah.
I mean, so evidently that was common in the black community or something, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I sold joints.
Made a few dollars.
Made yeah.
Then you getting on out of you learning. So you learn how to hustle.
Yeah.
At that young.
Yes, sir.
You wasn't scared?
No. I was never.
You wasn't a big old man.
No, and that's that. I kind of use that for my. I've never been the one to run from see the police and run. Never been that type of guy. Never ran from the police. I don't know however hard they want to come at me. Hey, okay, I'm not finna run. Out of that, people like they see the police, they throw they dope right next to me. Police see it, police look at me. I'm like, I'm a kid. I'm a kid, so police like, go home.
Oh, so you was looking like a little bitty boy.
Man.
They was thinking when you was maybe like 13 or 14, they thinking you like 11.
Man.
Go, you get on out of here.
Yeah.
And you got the pack.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
I didn't have it. The guy threw they dope right next to me, and the police seen it. They was like, man, go. They told me to just go. They already seen it.
Man, hey, hanging out on the streets, down there in the bottles, boy, you had to be tough. You couldn't have been a lightweight down there. You ever heard of a guy named Whitey?
No.
Well, that might be before your time, so let me keep going. So now you're getting ready to go to high school. When you got to high school, did you play any sports in the 10th grade?
Yeah. I played football. That's where I was, the thing with me, like I said, I was a street dude, but when it came to class,
How you was a street dude?
I went to class because I was in the streets.
What?
I did everything that the streets do. I was in the street. I was just different out there. I was out there more with this up here than just try to be out there
as a
doing
young
some
man.
jump. Yes, sir.
You knew what the streets was about.
Man,
if they look at you, they say, Corn don't know nothing about no streets.
It's a lot of guys who came up with they either dead or they locked up or they out there smoked out, man.
But Corn, come on, man. If you
from
in the 10th grade.
From the same street.
Look.
From the same street.
You don't look old now, and you're 55. So just imagine you in the 10th grade. You gonna be looking like a little old boy.
Man. Yes, sir.
But you knew the streets then.
I knew the streets.
10th grade.
And I knew
how did you learn the streets, man?
I know how to fight.
And fight?
Man. I knew how to fight.
So would you say you was tough?
Yes, sir.
Hard nosed?
Sir, yes, sir.
No fear?
None of that.
Were you ever shy?
Shy? Yeah, I was shy, but that's that. That's
so
that's a whole other story.
Well, no, let's talk about that story. How you realized that you were shy?
Oh, man.
Were you shy in elementary?
Man, yes, sir.
Junior high?
Yes, sir.
You were shy?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, how did you realize you were shy?
It was man. I don't know.
But
But
how?
yeah, but like a lot of I wasn't the type that really be I hung around with my boys, whatever, this and that. But
You were shy.
I wasn't the type that just be around all kind of dudes. Even though I was I just liked to be around women.
But how you gonna be around the women and
shy? That's what it was, man. When I was in elementary, I was running from them.
You was running from the girl?
Man, I was running from them, man.
You see them coming, you go the other way.
Man, I was running from them because they want
No, I don't know.
Girls are, man. They want to pinch the cheeks, and I had some cheeks and all that kind of stuff. So they ain't want to do all.
You didn't want them to pinch you on the cheeks?
No, man.
Well, what was wrong with that?
Wasn't for me.
Not yet, anyway.
No.
So you get to junior high.
If you can't shoot no marbles, go.
So you in junior high and you shy again?
Man, I'm still shy. Still shy.
In junior high?
I didn't have many, I had a lot of girls liking me, but I ain't really, all that girlfriend, boyfriend stuff, not many.
Why not if they liking you? That's your opportunity. You liking me.
More than one liking me. So
what?
More than one liking me. So I can't just like that one. I'm liking all of them. You know what I'm saying? So just to keep an understanding. You know what I'm saying? Just to keep an understanding. You're not my girlfriend. I'm not your boyfriend. I'm a boy. We could be friends.
So it was a method to why you didn't commit.
Yeah. Man.
In junior high?
Junior high, anywhere. Elementary, I wasn't even trying to even deal with them, really. I think I had one girl I liked it. Never went with her, though. And
why you didn't go with her?
I was shy.
Oh, damn.
Man, yeah. The most I said something to her was the teacher, she grabbed, some of the students that's doing good in the school. I was one of them, of course, and took us to the beach. That was the only time I really communicated with her. And after that, we was cool, but just never.
No further than that.
Because there was still other girls that I still liked it. I didn't want to just like her.
Oh man! So you had commitment problems in elementary.
Oh man!
So you get to junior high, now they starting to develop.
Yeah,
a little bit more.
But I was call me dark-skinned racist. I didn't deal with I wasn't dealing with no female who was and I'm light. I wasn't dealing with no female that's darker than me. I wasn't dealing with and I had hair, so I wasn't dealing with no female. All them braids and all that stuff. That was you could be cute in the face, but I see with them braids, man, I'll turn off. They had to have.
So a girl with braids, you wouldn't talk to?
No, man.
Why?
It wasn't me.
So what kind of hairdo did you want her to have?
Good.
You wanted to have good hair?
Good hair, man.
And light.
Yep.
If she was pretty, man.
I
wait a minute, man.
I've been friends with some dark, but for this, I wasn't.
If she was fine,
yes, sir,
you still wouldn't have did that.
No.
If she had body and cute.
They had it all, man, but that just wasn't me.
You thought she was going to be too much for you?
No. Never thought that about nobody.
Oh, they come on, man. Look, okay. So, so you just wanted the pretty yellow girls.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, because I was a pretty yellow nigga.
Did y'all hear Corn? Y'all hear Corn out there? You was what?
I was a pretty yellow nigga.
You what?
Yeah. I wasn't walking around like that, but yeah.
You knew you was a good looking dude.
Yeah, some dudes that that, and that was one of my a lot not a lot, but one of the challenges people because I'm light skinned. They girl or they sister or whatever they might be liking me or something like that. They they got, are you jealous of your sister? Are you jealous of your cousin? Because they like me. You know what I'm saying?
Man, so now you get on. Now you get to high school. So you didn't want no dark skinned girls
No,
in high school.
I really didn't. You know, I was about football.
So when you got to high school, you want to play some football.
Yeah, I was about football. You know,
you was a running back.
What my first year, I started as a running back. By the time the end of the year of the B season, I played a little defense, and but the season over, so it didn't matter. So, but they pulled me to varsity. Our season was over, but the varsity.
They bump you on up.
Yeah, I was on varsity. And that was the year we went to the national championship, play Manual.
In the 10th?
And we lost. Yeah.
You was in the 10th grade?
Yeah.
That's when that dude say he seen you.
Yeah.
A cat, we down there training these kids, and a cat seen him after all them years.
Man.
Remember his look. Corner.
Yes, sir.
So in 11th grade, what did you get into in 11th grade?
Football.
Playing ball.
Yeah. And game days was Friday, but you wear your they give you your jersey, so on Friday you can wear your jerseys, before the game or whatever. But me, sometimes I didn't wear it, or I just keep my jacket zipped up.
Why?
I didn't want that attention. I didn't want that attention.
You didn't want nobody to know you was on the team?
No. On the field, I kept my helmet on.
Man, what kind of cat is that, Buddha?
Yeah.
You kept your helmet on, so the people can't see you?
They didn't know who I was.
God, dog, man. Come on.
See, we the football team, we had, in the lunch area, we had our, on a couple of tables. We had, all of us be hanging out.
Oh, Corn, listen to me, man. If somebody's on the team, they want everybody to know they own the team. They go put their jersey on.
Not me.
Like, hey, I might not play one down, but I'm on this team.
See, that was the thing. I played downs, so they knew it was me. Man, come on, I said, nah, y'all only like me because y'all see this jersey and this number. Be like, that was you. But let me tell you the story, though.
Wait a minute, though, Corn. Let me just get this out. Wait a minute, man. Why? You didn't want them to. Why you was hiding your jersey?
I didn't want them to know it was me out there doing what he was doing.
Why?
Well, and then it was crazy.
No, I want to know why.
Listen, though, what's crazy is, like I said, all the football players, they even then they didn't look at me like I was on the team. So. And then I hear him talking. Yeah, number 29. Who is that? Who is that? I hear him talking, but I didn't say nothing.
They don't even know it's you.
No. So what happened was it was homecoming, and we all on the quad and stuff. I'm in the back still, and so they went up there and they got to starting out. They got started calling out the starters, saying their name and everything. I'm like, man, don't say my name, man.
Why?
Don't do it, man. And then when he called my name, man, a lot of people was like, and things just sound like that day I had to make, come on, girl.
It changed.
Yeah.
Girls wanted to talk to you.
You know what I'm saying?
And you shy.
Well, they broke that when they. I didn't like that. Don't try to like me because I play football.
Well,
I ain't one of these. I ain't one of that. Look, I ain't.
But you can't do nothing about that. I mean that's just part of what it is.
Okay, I'll just make the ones that I knew like to be. Y'all can feel better now. Y'all know who I am.
Man, look, man.
Brown, hey, man, look.
If a girl wanted to talk to you and she was high yellow. And she said, that's that superstar on the team. He on the team. You wouldn't have talked to her?
And she was yellow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what's wrong with, okay, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so if they want to hit on you, what?
But no, if she was one of them ones, because if I seen her walking in the school, the quad or whatever, I'm going to speak to her. But it's people be like, no,
So
it's a certain way you speak to them.
So you would hit on the girl if you liked her.
I mean, if they want to think it's hitting, I'm just trying to get their attention on me now.
And how did you do that?
I speak to them. Look, hey, Brown, I don't know. I'm one of them honest ones, man. Look, I had no cap. I ain't had no. Like I said, if it ain't real, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
so you didn't have no. You wasn't doing no rap.
I used to ask my sister, what do guys be saying when they be, when they trying to cap, you know what I'm saying? They try to get at you. What they be saying? I'm like, man, I had no cap. I tried it one time, man. I got laughed at. I have no cap, man.
And this is in the 11th grade.
Man, I still ain't got no cap.
Oh man, come on, man. Not you.
Man, I ain't got no cap. My real is cap enough, I guess. I mean, but it ain't cap. It's just
you didn't know how to rap like
man.
Nope. How you doing, Miss Lady? My name is Corn.
I sing to him.
Oh, you can sing?
Yeah, that's what
Well, why you on me? Oh yeah, you can sing.
Yeah,
Because one time in church, you was in the back singing. And I was wondering where it was coming from. Who was this singing? Yeah. Sounded good. I was like, man, who in the world is that?
Yeah, every now and then I feel a moment.
Is that right?
Yeah, man.
Well, you just need to sing a little more to liven it up in there then when they singing them kind of songs.
We gotta get some real musicians, man. I mean, DJ good, but when he don't know a song and he be.
Yes. So wait a minute. So when did you learn about music?
All my life, man. All my life. My mom, my uncle, aunties, they had a group called the Johnson Family. It was a group. So
is that right?
Yeah, they sung.
So you learned music early.
Yeah, for us vocally.
Vocally.
Me. I mean, all of us. But
Well, you know how to play the drums.
Yeah, I learned them in elementary.
Well, a whole lot of kids didn't learn in elementary. They gave me that plastic flute.
I got to like junior high and you able to pick, music, you get to play an instrument. I picked the trumpet.
Did you learn how to play it?
A little bit, but everywhere, I was mainly a percussionist. So I played a lot of drums.
So how old were you when you started going to church?
Like 9 going on 10.
Is that right?
Yeah, 70, 78, 79.
You was down there on 20th Street down there?
Yeah.
What church you went to, Trinity or something?
I wasn't going to church then. The Living Gospel is the first church.
You went to?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. My mom wasn't a church-going person. My dad was, but, he was Baptist, so, I wasn't.
Well, how in the world did Joyce get in there?
Pastor Emmanuel and Mama Betty, they knew us before they were saved. Mama Betty and my sister connected before I was born. My mom was pregnant with me when Mama Betty and my sister became friends.
Oh,
and through the end, then we met Emmanuel and everything. So yeah, they the family for us. A lot of my dad's side. Because Mama Betty. People and my dad, they was like best, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They called each other brother and everything. So that's how that, and that's why even now people gotta really be careful, because like I said, I'm not up there preaching. I don't even sit up there. So my whole, knowing that me and Pastor Mama Betty, we go even beyond
the church. Yeah. So they got to be careful what they say.
Yes, sir.
Because you still got a little bit of that G in you.
Yes, sir.
They don't know that you used to, they'll have no idea that you was a blood.
Yeah.
So, but check this out. So, were you a blood in high school?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I was in middle school. I was in junior high. I was a blood then.
You what?
I was blood then.
You what?
Yeah.
A shy guy.
Man, I wasn't shy to niggas. Dudes, I wasn't shy. I was just quiet.
One of the quiet ones,
Just quiet.
but ready.
Knowing, okay, that was my thing. You know I'm quiet, so that should be telling you right there. Mind your business. Don't mess with him. You know what I mean?
Woo. Hey, Buddha, is that true? Them quiet ones? Deadly. Yeah, you gotta watch them quiet ones down. You know, I never knew if I was quiet or not. Yeah. I think I made noise or something.
And,
I don't know.
Even coming up, man, I was the type, man. I'll say to myself, I would never fight nobody my size or smaller, because they might be another nigga like me. You know what I mean?
Tough.
So if you ain't taller and got some size or whatever, I ain't finna fight you.
No,
They gonna know that quick. That's why they get to try to do all that wrestling. Usually they muscle, but if you grab me, you gonna know you done got tabbed. You gonna know you done got tabbed.
If they grab you.
Yeah. They just grabbing me to take cover from them punches.
Was you hitting hard?
Yeah, yes. Hitting hard, man. Still hitting hard, man.
Oh, man, come on, man.
I'm still hitting hard, man. I just don't want to use it, man. Like with the incident yesterday, man. I like this dude, man. He just don't. He really don't understand.
He got a mental.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying he really, when they going like that and ain't understanding what's in front of them.
Right.
Danger, dude.
Right.
You stepping in danger. So that's why I just
gave him a break.
Did what I had to do, and I sprayed him.
You did?
Yes, sir. I sprayed him. Kept walking up her past. I was like, look, okay, I'm done.
Pastor was there?
Yeah, Pastor was there. He called me. But yeah, so man, yeah.
What?
Well, I said, boy, I thank God that I'm saved, but a lot of for not even for myself as much as I thank God I'm saved for the safety of them.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. I didn't know you sprayed him.
Yeah.
He was tripping like that?
Oh, man. Man, come on, man. Taking his clothes off out there butt naked.
No.
Yeah. Pastor filmed it and everything, but yeah, man. Yeah, it was bad.
He kept his drawers on, didn't he?
No, butt naked, man. He just had on some shorts and some drawers. He doing all that. He did that before I got there. He did it. Mothers was out there. Yeah, man. It was bad, man.
You mean asshole naked? I try to hold that kind of stuff, but the church people might hear me, but I'm like...
They was there. I mean, man, he cussed out Elder Smith. Cussed him out. He said he cussed him out so bad they have to give Elder Smith a hug. Yeah, man, it was... I was like...
It was wild.
Yeah, I was like, why y'all didn't call me earlier? The pastor,
they still trying to... But man, I didn't know he went to that extreme. I just thought he was just over there just tripping. But brother getting naked, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, the police was there the first time. I guess, they was like...
Could you imagine him running around naked?
No, but I seen it, so yeah.
Yeah. God, no, it's not funny, but you know what I'm saying. You just imagine. I would hate that to be, now you gotta face these people again.
Yeah.
After you done did that, you losing so much. Oh wow! So let's get back to some action here. God, dog.
Yeah.
So you in high school? Did you do any hustling?
When I needed to.
When you needed to sell a couple of joints or something?
Yeah. I mean, then I was, I sold a couple of rocks.
Whatever. In high school?
Yeah, man.
To who? Not to high school students.
No.
On the street, on the block.
Yeah.
Okay, you was hustling on the block.
Like I said, everywhere I live.
Who in the world taught you how to do that? And you in high school?
Everywhere I live, for one, they respect me. They knew who I was, and where I'm from, and everything. But they respect me because I was a football player.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I wasn't around in them streets like this fool and all that kind of stuff. I was a football player, so somebody they'd break me off with money or like here, sell this.
Did you go to the prom?
Yeah.
You had a date?
Yeah, well, a few of them.
Like he had it going on.
Yeah, I did.
How you gonna have a few prom, but you took one lady?
No, few of them.
To the prom?
Yes, sir. I didn't say no to none of them. I didn't ask nobody. They asked me. I was there. I was like, well, you know, such and such asked me to go. And, you know, I'm like, I mean, we could all go together. I mean, you know, they like, she my girlfriend, you my girlfriend, and the other one, they, you know.
So about how many?
3.
It is little old you.
Yeah. When they see it, they want to try. I was like, nah.
What?
Yeah.
They wanted to what?
Ride with us.
They did?
Yeah.
Wanted to get in the car with you.
Yeah. I was like, nah, I ain't finna do that.
It's just me and me.
I ain't finna, you know, hurt their space. They the one paid for this. I can't do that.
Oh man, look at it, buddy. He think he got it going on, man.
Oh man, look, look. One thing, you know, I did it, but I just never want that label, you know, as a pimp. Yes, girls came and they gave me money, you know, but
in high school.
No, this is after. Well, listen at this. It's a situation where my mom was living. I'm elementary, 6th grade, finna graduate. My mom, she didn't know what she was gonna do, you know, for us to give me a suit or whatever. It's nighttime, so we get a knock on the door. My mom answered the door, and she called me. I was like, huh? She was like, somebody at the door for you. So it was like 3 girls in the neighborhood. You know, they was older than me. They had a suit, 3-piece suit, shoes, and some Afro shit because, you know, I had hair. So, you know, if I get it braided, I get the blowout, spray it up or whatever. Yeah, so when they left, my mama called me in the room and said, like, boy, what you doing? I didn't do nothing. I'm like what? I didn't do nothing.
You in the 6th grade?
Yeah, I'm finna graduate 6th grade. She probably looked at me like, boy, all right. Like, I didn't do nothing.
So how did you get the suit? What made them buy it?
I can't tell you to this day.
They just knew you needed one.
I can't tell you to this day. I don't know. I know my mom, you know, they didn't know my mama like, well, they knew my mom, but they didn't communicate with my mama like that. I don't know if my sister said something.
Somebody said something.
Yeah, man, because, man, when I was little, man, it was certain things.
So now you graduated. You graduated from high school.
Mm-hmm.
Did you graduate?
Yeah.
They let you graduate, boy?
Wow.
No. All right. So you get out of high school.
Yeah.
And this is when the world is coming now.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Here come the world. You know, most kids, boy, we was just talking about how high school and school was. Now, it's finna get live.
Yeah. And
you 18.
Yeah.
Nobody want to give you nothing no more because you grown.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
What did Corn do then?
That was during a time when my mom she was real, you know, being real sick. Mm-hmm. You know, she passed when I turned 19.
19.
My birthday in October. My birthday's October 19th. She passed on October 23rd.
4 days later.
Yeah. So she lived, you know, for me, my nephew, because his is on October 20th.
Right.
Yeah.
So what were you gonna do now? Mama gone. You know, I was 33 when my mama passed. They told me I was lost. I'm gonna be lost with mama gone. I said, man, I'd have been taught everything you could want to know.
For a second,
I'm gonna be lost.
Mentally, man, I was like, there's so much going on. Like, man, what, you know, I'm gonna do? I ain't got no. Now I have no purpose of staying close to home because, you know, certain age. You know, my mom passed young, 48 years old. Mm-hmm. But my mom's first big heart attack, it was like all this with me. You know, I'm in elementary now at this time. And for some reason, I watched, you know, back in the days, in that tub, washing your clothes on that scrub board. Mm-hmm. So I did it early, so pants hanging up and everything. So the next morning came, I go to, you know, get them off the line. And I'm like, hey, these things still dripping. So I told my mom, I was like, My pants is still real wet. They still real wet. So, you earn them. They had to dry side. I was like, no, they still real wet. That was a good thing, man. My older sister, she was supposed to be there, but she wasn't there.
Just you.
Just me, man. I'm a kid, so
almost don't know what to do.
Don't know what to do. My mom told me, she's like, go to the front because we stayed in the back house.
Mm-hmm.
Like, go to the front, tell them to call the ambulance. If not, I'm still not knowing what's wrong with you.
Right.
So
but did you do it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, that's a lot on the kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so. Like I said, I'm still not even when she got in the ambulance and left, man, I just cried. I ain't knowing.
Well, yeah, you young, man.
So what's going on? Where nobody was. We didn't have, like I said, grew up poor, man, so we didn't have no phone.
Right.
We didn't have no phones, so that's why she told me to go to the front house.
Right. Well, see, some people don't want to say they was poor. See, I'll tell you in a minute, we was poor.
Yeah.
We made it out of being poor, and everything, and thank God for that. But when they first come here to California, they ain't had nothing, so what else are you if you ain't got nothing but poor?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but now you 19 and that happened.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah,
what were you gonna do now, Corn? I mean, what?
Lost, man. I was like, man, now I gotta go out here to this real world. Not, I've been out this grimy world.
Mm-hmm.
Now I gotta get out here in this real world
and being grown.
Yeah,
when you're young,
on my own. My dad wasn't. He wasn't there. Me and my dad, we didn't get close until 2000. We watched the Lakers three-peat. Mm-hmm. They three-peated.
Right.
And that next year he passed away.
Right.
So we got pretty close.
Right. Right.
But yeah, so during all that time, just the streets was been my kids. The streets been my dad, basically.
Yeah. It was time to learn.
So
out there.
Yeah.
See, a lot of people have their parents all the time,
mm-hmm.
and so they don't get to see none of that. You know what I'm saying, man? And trust me, when it happened to me, and I'm like you say, you 19, get the man, and I'm 33, and man, it was just putting it out there. It was like me against everybody else. Yeah. I was like, oh my God. Yeah. So you know what I'm saying. So being 19, which way do I go?
Yeah.
Did you start hustling?
No, I still didn't go that route because I didn't want to get caught up in it.
Mm-hmm.
Me being in that state.
Did you go to work or something?
Yeah. Somebody from the church, I forget his name, but he worked for Bank of America. He got me a job up there.
Is that right?
Yeah, the main bank on downtown, Rotary Temple.
Well, what the heck were you doing in a bank?
Man, working. I stayed there for a minute, but
doing what kind of work?
Oh man, it was crazy, man. They had me stuck up there with these old ladies, man. I mean, everybody in there was. I'm young. I'm still young, so everybody in there was young, and I was the only male in there.
Man,
what
ladies, you doing with all these ladies?
Man, they like, hey, he working here, he grown. So they was giving me the it was cool. It was fun, funny and stuff. But I was like.
And how long you stay there?
Oh man, a few months.
Few months?
Yeah.
And what happened after that? Growing up, you're grown now, Corn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to deal with what's happening out here,
Man, I was just bouncing around, going here, be here,
working there, working here.
And every job besides that bank, every job, my goals. For every job, man, I've been on. I'm not trying to hire me, then let me go from there. I'm aiming for your job. I'm aiming for management. Every job I was in management.
Is that right?
Whether it's supervisor to manager, yeah, man.
Man, well, you know me. I was wrestling with the world. You were doing better than me. I'm out here wrestling with the world.
In fact, even then, I called a job at Alibi. That's all it was. I was still, doing my dope thing now and again more than what I was doing. So, like I said, police pulled me over. I could have a car full of dope. had my badge up there, whatever I was working at. Man, I worked.
Right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right, right.
You know,
So you had a little game.
Reason why they put me over because they see a little guy in a big old car. I had Cadillac.
So did you have game?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't have game.
No, you had to have, especially where I'm from. We that old.
That's what I'm trying to say. You coming up and down there in the 20s?
From the old Newton Street.
Yeah, boy, them Newton police was a mother.
Yeah. They was the 77th then, like the 77th is now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Newton Street.
So you was weaving and bobbing through it all, but you still banging.
Yeah.
You still was claiming.
Yeah. Well,
when did you stop claiming?
As forth as what? After,
I put it and threw in the card, the blood card.
I tell like, look, I'm a man of God, but hey.
Well, wait a minute, man. Is you still a blood or what?
No, I just do the blood of Jesus. That's all I say. I tell about the blood of Jesus. I ain't never heard the cuz of Jesus.
The blood of Jesus?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so, all right. So, look here. You get about 19, 20, 21. How is Corn surviving?
Like I said,
Were you pimping?
You go with that word, man.
Well, it's a normal word.
Oh man, I had a few chicks,
Who taught you that?
Oh man, that just happened. That just happened because I used to work at the AM/PM right here on it used to be on Century and Figueroa, one of the baddest AM/PMs in California, in the world, really. But
when you say the baddest, what do you mean, tough or
crime?
Is that right? But was it AM/PM on Figueroa?
Yeah.
In Century?
Yep, Century and Figueroa, man. The riots took care of that.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
The women would come in.
Yeah.
And you working there. How did you get involved with them?
Well, this one came in. She just came in, right? And, you be nice to her, whatever, whatnot. So one day she just came in. A couple of my boys was there. She just came in. Bam. I was like, okay.
Bam what?
Slid me that money. I was like,
for no reason. Just
came in bad. Ever since then, man, it was like, he'd come no later than 2 days, She was like, okay, I see where you is. Then she talks to some her friend. It was a white girl. Came up in there.
So they choose you?
Yeah.
You needed to see that movie, The Mac.
I seen that movie.
Yeah, hey, what was that? What his name was in the movie The Mac? He was a pimp.
Mm-hmm.
You took their money?
Yeah, I took it.
Why you take them people money, man?
I didn't take it. They gave it to me.
Well, I know they gave it to you.
I accepted it.
You should have knew you was wrong.
Huh?
No, I'm just kidding.
Man. Yeah, man.
So what they pick you for? See, you ain't telling the whole story. You bitten in pieces.
Look, they picked me. That's all I roll off for.
And you was like, all right, I'm gonna help take care of y'all.
Can't call me no pimp, because I ain't come out and get you. I ain't tell you where to go. Nothing. So
I'm just the man.
Yes, sir. Make sure she all right.
Is that right?
Yeah, man. I have this other one I met through this first one. She used to work she used to do her stroll in Hollywood. She come all the way over here, break me down.
What in the world did they do that for?
Man. Yeah.
So wait a minute, Corn.
Yes,
wait a minute. Now look here, man. Look here. I want to know the story. You know what I'm saying? Now I can tell you mine. Uh-huh. I got a story.
Uh-huh.
See, high school. I got out of high school, and I had a story.
Mm-hmm.
See me, I wasn't a gangbanger.
Okay.
I was a hustler.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I was all that.
Well, you ain't told me how you hustled.
Huh?
How was you a hustler?
Man, Hey, that was a hustle. I made it to be a hustle.
Well, right, that's true. That's true.
Anything but back me, anything making money is a hustle. You know, if you making making some good money, it's a hustle. Now, if you just making it for a pack of cigarettes, some liquor and stuff,
Did you ever do any drinking?
Yeah, I did more drinking.
Did you smoke any weed?
Yeah, I did more drinking than smoke though. Yeah.
So you was a drinker?
Yeah.
What kind of drink you drank?
Hennessy. Thing mostly dark. I was mostly a dark
drinker.
Yeah.
I wonder how you act when you get that alcohol.
Cool,
calm, collect.
Yeah, but I don't be wild.
Look here.
Only time I just really let go.
So look here. Now you have all this life from 19 to 55. What in the hell was Corn doing through that time? Now, I could tell you my story.
Yeah, man. See, that was my thing. Well, you seen how I party.
Yeah,
that was my main atmosphere type stuff. Party.
Where did you go and party at?
Man, I didn't went to all the clubs.
What club?
Man,
do you remember?
Yep.
Cause see, I was clubbing too. And I used to see my partner Rodney, he was clubbing. He clubbed more than me.
Yeah,
now, what kind of clubbing was you doing?
Yeah, I can't really tell you which. I've been to all of them though, mainly all of them.
Well, you know how to dance. I know that.
Yeah.
I know you know how to dance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when you was a hustler, was you a good hustler?
Yes, sir.
Or you just was
I did what it took. Man, I'll put it like this. I'll take a career of doing something.
Did you make any money?
Yes, sir.
See, that's what I'm trying to say. Did you make any money?
If I didn't make money, I wouldn't do it.
Well, a lot of people just keep trying.
Who you say on this show right now?
Corn.
Okay, I ain't a lot of people. I did a lot of things.
Oh man, look here. You did a lot of. You ain't told me nothing. You was a gangster.
Okay.
Was you a gangster?
Yes, sir.
They knew who you were.
Yeah, they knew who I was.
You know how sometimes some people are gangster, and they say they're in the gang. Say if they're gang. Some of them is known, some of them ain't known.
Mm-hmm.
He don't even know he exists, but he claiming.
Yeah.
Was that you?
No, I was one. Like I said, I didn't. All the OGs. A lot of them youngsters, even when I was a youngster.
They'll look at you like you was a nice guy, like you was a chump.
No, not that word. Not chump. Champ, not chump.
Well, look here.
The guy who
Have you ever got in any trouble?
Oh,
all of us got in trouble.
Yeah,
why you acting like I got in trouble?
Yeah, I mean.
And
look, I put it like this. Street trouble? Not really. Most of my trouble was by my mama or something, but I was too.
Well, where in the hell you been all this time?
I was there, but the thing
I'm talking about that. I've been at the church for the last 30-some years.
Oh yeah, well,
where has Corn been?
Oh man, making my babies.
How many kids you got?
9.
You got 9 kids?
Yeah.
But nigga, you ain't telling no story.
Oh man, I don't.
How many? But how many different women?
5.
You ever been married?
Yeah.
How old were you when you first got married?
23.
You was 23 when you first got married? Mm-hmm. You had a little wedding or a big wedding?
No,
Let's just go get married.
It was a little church, so it wasn't.
So you married?
Few people.
Who was this woman?
I was going to a church to know, one of my boys from high school, he was getting married, so we went to his church so we could know where it is, where it is and everything. And
you met her at the church?
I met her there.
And married her?
Yeah.
How many kids you had with her? 3. So you was living a good life.
Yeah.
You was being a husband and all of that.
Yeah, but it's just certain lifestyles that I was living. Like I said, I was.
Won't you tell me what kind of lifestyle it was?
I was about my money. I had a job, my alibi, whatever, but I was still about my hustle.
What kind of hustle was it?
My real hustle.
What was your real hustle?
Man, stripping.
You was?
Like I said, I still sold a little dope.
You was stripping?
Yes, sir.
Where?
Man, I ain't do no clubs or nothing. The guy,
You ain't never work at the right track?
Yeah, the guy, he wanted me to go work. I was like, nah, dude.
Well, the right track was popping. Every
Yeah,
time I
well,
drive by there, it was a line around the block.
Yeah.
I just drive by to look at the ladies. There'd be so many of them out there.
Like, I want to make the money for me. I ain't trying to.
Well, how was you? Well, how did they? Wait a minute now.
How did that start?
Yes.
Well, staying in the neighborhood, and I was working. Girl across the street, homegirl across the street, named Ace. She was from Fort Trey, and she was having
43rd and what?
Huh? No, she was in the neighborhood, my neighborhood.
I know, off of 43rd.
Nah, that wasn't my neighborhood. Her neighborhood was over there, 43rd, like
Compton Avenue somewhere?
No, it's closer back, like Central and stuff like that. Naomi and Hooper.
So how did you get introduced to it?
Yeah, so she was having a baby shower.
And she just gonna say, come and dance at my thing.
Well, the thing was, I like to dance. So she seen me dance. She was like, I want you to do my baby shower. I was like, you want me to do what at your baby shower? She was like, dance. I was, she was like, I'm gonna pay you. All my friends gonna be there. I didn't hesitate. I was like,
you wasn't shy?
No, man.
Now you told me you were shy in school.
I wasn't in school then.
I know you wasn't that. So you done went from the shy guy.
I ain't finna let shy stop my hustle, man.
He done went from shy to open to ready to.
I still had some shyness in there. Man, they was trying to bust in the room, trying to rape me. they were trying to get me, man. I was like,
what?
Oh man, these old thug girls, man. I was like, hey, you better come get them. I was like, hey,
well, how the hell you get out of there?
I got my pistol. I say, look, hey, you better control.
You had a pistol?
Man, of course, man. These girls is, they some of them was
dangerous.
Man.
What?
Man. One of them be like, that nigga of blood. you know where you at? You finna get everybody in here in trouble. I was like, no, girl.
So that happened.
Yeah.
Did you do any more dancing after that?
Yes, sir.
How did that happen?
Same females just passing my name out. Passing my name out.
You became a star.
Man, I did well.
You did?
Yeah, I did well.
Well, why you never went on the stage?
No, man. My stage was in their living room, their bedroom, wherever, but I ain't finna do that. Yeah.
I mean, because you acrobatic.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Did you have any muscles or anything?
Yeah. I was, I was never a little guy for the size. Always had like side muscle structure. All of it wasn't. A lot of times wasn't. You could tell I had muscles under the other stuff.
Right.
But I always been athletic built.
Right.
Yeah, so
you made a lot of money doing that little hustling there.
Yeah.
You had 2 or 3 hustles going on.
Yeah. It didn't stop with me. And then like I said, my business was my business. I could be.
What was your business?
My hustle. You be around.
Which one did you make the most money at?
Man.
Humble?
Who?
You don't know which one you made the most money
at?
No,
I'm trying to.
Did you make a lot of money stripping?
Yeah, I made a lot of money. But every like I said, everywhere I worked, made a lot of money. I did well. I never even.
Who learned you how to sell crack?
The streets.
Well, somebody had to learn you how to cut it.
I ain't do all that. I did. I just went off the whim. I ain't take no. You my professor showed me how to cut this. I never knew how to cook it or none of that stuff. I never even wanted to know.
Well, you didn't have to know how to cook it.
Yeah, I didn't even want to know.
So you learned you was a hustler like that. You hustled the girls. You had a part-time, you say you wasn't a pimp, but you know.
Yeah, hey.
But you know what I'm saying. If they give you money, that's what they going to say. Anyway.
It was a hustle.
Yeah, all of us hustle. Any other hustle?
Work. I I call work a hustle because if you don't, then what is it?
Well, one thing I always tell people, being a black man, whatever we doing and it make money, we call it hustle.
Hustle, yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? If I'm out here getting clients, I'm still call it hustle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how we, maybe not everybody, but if you're from that east side, you're most likely going to be call it hustle because that's what we always say. So, how many times you been married?
Just twice.
Twice.
Yeah.
Twice. So the first time, then you moved on and you had 5. You got 9 kids?
Yeah.
I'm finna say 5. Boy, you was busy.
Yeah. Yeah.
9 of them?
I mean, I always wanted a lot, but I mean, I wish it was.
Ain't
I wish it
nothing wrong
was.
with having a lot of kids.
I wish it was by one person, but I wasn't finna let one woman stop me from having the kids I want. I wanted a lot. I wasn't finna let them just.
Well, if you broke up in the relationship, you had to get. You wasn't gonna be by yourself
I wasn't
forever.
finna let them discourage me if I wanted another kid. Be like, no, I ain't gonna have no more kids because and try to put whatever the baby mama did. I was like, no, I'm not finna.
Right.
I'm not finna do that.
So you the whole time I was at the church and I didn't see you. Where were you? Did you live in California?
Yeah, I ain't never left.
Well, why you ain't dropped by this church?
Yeah, I ain't never because that's what I was out there getting all my experience.
Experience?
Yes, sir. Put all this stuff together.
You was out there getting experience.
Yes, sir. But and what's crazy, Brown, is every church I ain't been to a lot. But I've been.
I'll close that bag.
But I've been to quite a few. Everyone that I've been to, I end up being the security, just out of nowhere. I'm just end up being the security.
What do you mean by that?
Just being the security. Then when the pastor like pastor be going all over the place, these guys they take me with them, and I'm their bodyguard. I did that for a minute.
So you was traveling as a bodyguard?
Yeah.
You was that tough?
Hey, if you push that button, yes sir. Or you try to come where you ain't supposed to belong. Yeah. I never had an incident where anybody got close.
Is that right?
Never had. I mean, I had some incidents where I don't know if they coming at them but when it's a fight, man, it's crazy, and you gotta focus on who you there for.
Right. Right.
So I can see it coming. So I just, they never got close.
So you always been a pretty good guy.
Yeah, man. Nicest guy a person can know.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, ain't nothing wrong with that, man.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why, man. Like I always be respectable to, older ladies. That's why they love me at the church, man.
Well, yeah. I mean, ever since you've been back, you've been solid as a rock. So I'm just wondering where in the world he been. He up here, he working, he dedicated.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
How long you been back in there?
Since 2019. So it's been a minute.
Well, yeah. So you've been there. You've been solid this last 6 years.
Yes, sir.
That's good though, man. I'm proud of you.
Elder Thras and Pastor asked the question, man, what? Something must have scared him out there in the streets. I was like, yeah, me. Ain't nobody scared me. I scared myself.
Right on up in there.
Getting deeper and deeper, knowing some of the people I knew, I'm like.
Yeah, because I mean, man, this 6 years and, because I'm watching, that's why I'm like, man, he 100% dedicated doing everything.
Yeah, man. Like a lot of people there that's in there now, they came under Bishop Jones. Mm-hmm. I didn't do none of Bishop Jones. I was still out there. Mm-hmm. When Bishop Jones, when the founder bishop, He passed. I wasn't there even when he passed, but I, came around, for the funeral and all
Have
that.
you ever done time in jail?
Yeah, this last bit I did.
How many years?
From 2008 to 2010.
Oh, that's 2 years.
Yeah.
That ain't no long time. So I mean, a day is long, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
2 years ain't bad. So we gonna find out, what did you go for?
Oh man, I can't even remember what the charge was, but the basics on, because I could have fought it and I could have won, but I was already in a county jail downtown for 14 months.
It was almost over.
It would have been over, but.
So when you was in there, was it rough?
Yes, LA County. Yeah, it was rough. You can't wait to catch the chain. If you know you're going to prison, you can't wait to catch the chain.
You'd rather be in prison than in the county.
Oh yes, yeah.
Just terrible.
Terrible, man. Terrible.
Man, you hear that, boo? Terrible. Don't you go do nothing stupid.
Yeah, man, that's
terrible.
Worst times of my life.
In there.
That was the longest I ever did in the county jail, man. I did 30 days or some little crap, send me to Wayside, come on back and go home or whatever. But this, they red flagged me from Wayside because my boy, I was in there,
How young were you when you carried a pistol?
Was just carrying it around like
finally got it and know what to do with it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. After I graduated high school,
What made you get a pistol?
Oh, I had to, man.
Why did you have to?
Man, because I never shied away from. I was the type where wherever I work, I'm gonna work wherever I'm gonna work. I don't care who hood it is. If you don't know me from doing something to anything that
you
disrespect
try to get your hustle in?
Yeah, I'm like to disrespect your hood, dude. You say nothing to me. You don't own none of this here. That's the type of person I was. I didn't care, man. The police, whatever people bad, the police.
You didn't care?
I didn't, man. I'm gonna talk to the police or whatever or whoever. Like, look, what's the point of me making a big fuss if you ready to fuss? I'm not a fusser. Either I'm a fighter or I'm gonna walk home. I'm not finna fuss with you. I'm gonna let them know. Look, I'm not about that. All that. Just talking for what, man? Yeah, I mean, we not sleeping together. So what's the point of doing all this talking?
So were you known? When if you was in the neighborhood, were you known?
I was known to the people who needed to know me. Like I said, I didn't put myself out there where hey.
Well, I mean, in your neighborhood, did they know who Corn was?
Yeah. Because back in my days, the people that was from the hood, they was in the hood.
Right.
Now, you get all the I call them foreigner gangsters. You from the west side, you come way on the east side to decide the gang bang. If I ask you where you from, I don't know. Don't tell me where you from, where you came from. I came from 80-something.
A lot of them do that now. Come from way over there, and then they come and hang over there.
Yeah, man.
So they from somewhere else.
Yeah.
They ain't from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They ain't from where they saying they from.
They just claiming that.
Yeah, I'm like, man. Everybody that I know that is from here, I know somebody. Grandma, my mama, daddy. I know somebody.
What made the county tough? Being in the county jail.
Ignorance, man.
Who was ignorant? Blacks or the Mexicans?
All of them, everything, man. You got the blacks, Mexican, the Woods. You got Pisons, that they separate. The Pisons in the South Side, that's a whole. They get their own room. The Pisons in prison, they get their own dorm, own TV room. Where I went, the Pisons got there, the South Siders got there. Then you got they put the South Siders in the Woods in one, and they put
who was the Woods?
Whites.
Oh, okay.
And then they put us, the blacks and others. Others is everything but Mexican, other thing than white, other thing.
Well, what other is?
Chinese, Samoan, anything but Mexican or white. If you a different race, they gonna put you with the blacks. They call them others.
Wonder why is that?
Man, I have no idea, but they do that.
Well, you remember, I mean, back in the day, blacks was deadly.
Yeah.
Now today, and I mean, they still deadly, but they not like holding it down like they used to.
Yeah, man, it's
a different game.
Yeah, so it's totally different. You know, I mean, then you know the system, they ain't making it no better. Taking everything, like when I touched down in there, they had just took out everything, basically everything.
Right, weights and everything.
No, the weights been out, but like I'm talking about for the like certain classes, weldings and all, you know, like certain trades.
You ain't learning no more. They used to let you learn in
automotive, all that stuff, man.
It's gone.
They took it.
Yeah, they made it where you know, too many of them was getting out and having skills.
Yeah.
And so now they take that away. We got to learn how to get skills back some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? That's what's hurting us a lot. You know, we got to get some skills, man. So, wow. But these 6 years been good.
Yeah. Yeah.
That you back in the house of God.
Yes, sir. Got a good wife.
Yeah. You crawled your way back up in there, didn't you?
Yeah.
Or ran or whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, man, I'm like watching this cat. Remember one thing, somebody's always watching.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care what it is, who it is. Somebody's always watching you. So just always know somebody got the eye on you, even though they're not watching you, you know.
Per se, like, you know.
I'm watching you for a reason.
They're not looking for nothing bad.
Right.
You know, they just like your style. They just
I'm observant, you know what I'm saying? So I'm seeing what's going on and you know, all of that.
That's why, you know, and Pastor said it too. This when I was still fresh and he was like, you know, Brother Core, I noticed with him, he's real observant. So don't think y'all getting anything past him. That was before I even told, I didn't just tell him, but I went up to Thrash and was like, you know what I'm saying? You want to get, you know, it's because, you know, Thrash was over security.
Right.
But then he was the brothers leader.
Right.
I was like, hey, you need me to take that off your hand? He was like, what? I was like, the security. He was like, would you? I was like, man, yeah.
He was glad to give it to you.
Put it in their ear, man. He was like, all right, man, hey, you got it.
No, well, they needed to give it to somebody that's, you know.
It's crazy how me and Thrash linked. I was like I said, I was still, you know, still fresh in there. And it was a mother, I don't know, I forget who she is. So Pastor,
you came in working.
Yeah. Pastor had Thrash taken, and then so we could have told any of them other brothers. He's like, Corn, ride with Thrash. And I'm like, you know, and that was before even I knew Thrash was ex-sheriff.
Right.
And so yeah, we get to talking. I'm like, and then I was like, oh, this dude must have been a cop. You know, so we talking, and man, and so I mean, you know, like I said, you know, I ain't had nothing to hide. And so, you know, he telling me about people stops he made, and I'm telling him about when I was like, when y'all pulled me over and had me all jacked up. So we trading
conversation,
trading stories. You know, him on this side of the wall, and I'm on this side of the wall.
Right.
Yeah, man, we've been pretty tight.
Right. Well, when God do something, you know, hey. When God, you know, bring things together, then it's this way God wanted it to be.
And then, you know, I got a lot, you know, I got quite a few talents in me, you know, that, you know, I learned from people like me and Stan. You know, I was with Stan for a few years out there in the streets or whatever you know, but for...
You knew Stan then?
Yeah, for a different reason. Me and him was out there, you know, we wasn't bang. I mean, you know, we banged, but we wasn't out there. We was musically, you know, we done went to Tina Marie house a few times, played ball with Belle Biv DeVoe, played, you know, at Tina Marie house, you know, so we did some stuff, me and Stan. We did. Is that right? We did some stuff. So yeah, man. But
so you got a little bit of talent.
Yeah. You know, it did, like I said, you know, we went past see, you know, me working with Stan in the board. And it was, you know, that's why he be calling me the do the board. I'm like, look.
Oh yeah, you was back there on the board too, huh?
Yeah.
Man, yeah. Well, you've been busy.
Yeah. So we done all the holes that we done made holes and filled them back up. We painted the whole kitchen area, the multi-purpose room and the kitchen and where the sink and all that. We painted all that. I think I did the inside kitchen with the sink and all. I think I did that mainly by myself.
So yeah, man, you been busy, brother Corn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You done been through the trenches, brother.
Yes, sir.
God done kept you though.
Yes, sir.
I done been through them too. I don't know what, but God has kept both of us. So, that's a good thing.
That, people be like, don't let them. I was like, I'm not letting nobody do nothing. I was like, like I said, a lot of them people there, they came under Bishop Jones.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. I was still under Bishop Jefferson.
Right.
Right. I didn't come back. When I came back, the pastor was back. That's probably one of the only reasons, I was like, well, let me go on and check this out.
Come on back to church.
Yep. And
man, that's a good thing.
And I've been there since.
Well, ain't no need in leaving now. You got older too,
Yeah, man.
Might as well let God keep you.
Yeah,
you keep
man.
Him.
Hey, it's funny because when I first started back, I come dressed, nice sweaters, some jeans or whatever, whatnot. So one day I put on a suit. Oh man, why the brother? So he was like, "All right, you looking good. So now you just gotta find a wife." I was like, "It ain't gonna be nobody from out of here. Trust and believe that." He was like, "Why you say that?" I was like, "Cause it ain't."
Yeah, you be trying to think you're sharp, you know what I'm saying? But he be wanting to be sharp at the church, He think he got style. You checking him out? Amen. Yeah, he's a different cut of meat. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I'm glad you decided to at least come on, man, and let me know a little bit more about you. You ain't have to go. You dove in. You didn't go to the abyss. You know what I'm saying? But you dove in, and that was good enough. You know what I'm saying? Because I know it's an abyss because I done been down there. See what I'm saying? We done been down in the abyss. He didn't let me take him in the abyss. But he went down under 10 feet. So at least that's pretty good. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know he was a blood. None of that. A gangster, a hustler, a stripper. Oh, good Lord, who are these stripping for? God dog it. I mean, man, look at him. They played ball and played Pop Warner and you know what I'm saying? And all of that kind of stuff. So he done experienced some things, He know what it's like to have teamwork. Anytime you play sports is really teaching you teamwork. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the blessings for me, to get along with people and teach you teamwork, teach you how to get along with people, teach you patience. Because if you don't get in the game or you don't start or whatever it may be, you have to be patient. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So, man, I thank you for coming on. This was about you, but boy, I sure thank God for the church.
Yes, sir.
Church helped change my life. You know what I'm saying? I was out there in the world, wasn't doing nothing too crazy, but it was crazy enough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And thank God for the brothers, You know what I'm saying? You get a little something here and there. And Brother Mix, don't want to forget old Brother Mix. He was one of the tougher cookies around the church. Yeah. But he took me under his wing, and then he passed, and then Brother Sheldon took over. But I watched Brother Sheldon for years. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I might know all his skills. He don't even know it. I done studied him and recorded him in my mind.
I tell people, I say, I've been around long enough to see all these elders past and present. I seen when their head was black.
Right.
That's how long I've been here.
When they were strong, like oxes. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get him in that church. If he just come and just sit there and get out of there,
That's
he
all.
need
Hey, it's
Jesus.
the first step. That's all it takes.
You know.
Just getting in there.
Yeah, you know. He changing his life. He done made some big changes. He's slow, but he's sure. His name is Buddha. Xavier Monaghan. Boy, he got a different kind of name, don't he?
Wow.
What kid do you know named Xavier?
Man, like I'm still scarred from Cornelius.
Yeah, y'all got some hell of a names. I got a regular name, Daniel. You know, a lot of Mexicans got that name and white folks. See, our mind is multicultural. Mm-hmm. Y'all, I don't know where them names come from. Maybe like in Africa or something.
Last name wasn't nothing. 4 letters. That first name, man. Like, how could all these letters?
He talking about he had a time just spelling it.
How could you even have all these letters in one name? People ask me, you ain't got no middle name. That first name is long enough. Break it down. Cornelius. Ilias is my middle name.
Is that your real middle name? What's your middle? Do you have a middle name?
No, man, that first name is long enough.
Oh yeah, I ain't got a middle name. You got a middle name, boo?
Break it down.
What's your middle name? Jamel. Man, they just messed you up, didn't they? Jamel. You don't even look like a Jamel.
Never use it.
Xavier and Jamel. Lord, who picked that? He don't even know who picked his name.
Wow.
But we gonna shut this down. This is the Browns Neighborhood Podcast studio we in. And we just start conversating at the end because that's what we do here. This is family. And we come out of the neighborhood. The neighborhood is a big neighborhood. I don't want it to just be a block or just a street. Cornelius was down there in the 20s, down in the bottom of the neighborhood. But God kept him. He been through the trenches. He didn't tell the whole story, but he told some of it. And all we just thanking God we got a bit of the story. But God know the whole story.
Yes, sir.
He know the whole story. And so that's enough. So until next time, we going to just say, God, thank you for this life that you're giving us, and thank you for everything you're doing for us. We ain't going to let you go. We're going to keep you because you the best thing that happened to us. So until next time, the Brown Neighborhood Show is out of here.